Diversity is evidently to have many benefits to a diverse workplace environment. However, working is not the only activity that we perform daily. We also have our social lives, our relationships in our community. In this article, we will learn why diversity is important to our society. Why is cultural diversity is important? Why is diversity important in school? There are many reasons why diversity is important. Before you start, it would be helpful to understand what is diversity. Table of content. Show. Opening up productivity power. Cultural diversity is very popular in Western countries such as the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. New immigrants move into these countries every day and become part of the community. A diverse working environment welcomes hiring diversity, and logically when you are more open to more candidates regardless of their diversity, you have more choices. Diversity can be in many different diversity dimensions. Every person is unique, and the more someone is different than you, it is more likely their skills and knowledge will be different from you. An example would apply to the same careers too. A dentist who studied in Korea likely have a different experience than a dentist who studied in Cuba. Not only the knowledge is acquired and delivered differently, but the population of patients would also be different too. With regulations aside, now, if a dental clinic is hiring for a new dentist in South Africa, and the clinic values diversity and inclusion, they now have two great dentists to choose from given the large pool. The same example applies to an economist, data scientists, hairdressers, and many other professionals. The society is the summation of everyone. If society welcomes more diversity, it will have more variety and productivity. Reduce discriminations and racism. When you experience or see more of something, it will become normal. Putting biology aside, and have an example. When you first see a polar bear in Africa, you may find it strange because it is out of your typical experience. However, once you see more polar bears in Africa, you will start to believe it is normal. The same ideas apply to discriminations. If you are introduced to or become more aware of a different culture, race, gender in a diverse environment or society, you tend to become less discriminating because of your new world experience. The citizen in the society. More colorful life experience. Our worldview changes the way we experience our lives, as we describe above. When you interact, socialize, and work with people from different experiences, you can hear and learn from people. Not many people are fortunate enough to be able to travel the world, or work as an expat in many different counties. Alternatively, we can learn from people coming from different backgrounds. Building a more balanced world. Extremists usually have extreme views because they do not have the opportunity to understand the other side's arguments. Having diversity and inclusion will improve the balances of opinions, views in any setting. A well-balanced world will accept different opinions and reduce fears towards differences. Inviting more investments. As discussed in the benefits of diversity in the workplace, diversity can add different segments to a community. For example, gender diversity will bring in investment and innovation from different gender. Cultural diversity will bring in ideas and traditional wisdom from other cultures. Age diversity will bring in experience and problem-solving methods from people with different historical experiences. All these ideas will attract different investment because people in a diverse environment understand the needs better. Worldwide vision, localized experience. Once you have a team that share the generalized worldview, but the additional ability to provide localized point of views, you will have the advantages of both worlds. Improve employees' satisfaction. A diverse and inclusive team not only gives the companies additional experience and point of views, but it also helps and improve the openness and tolerance of different cultural habits in the same work environment. Smooth recruitment. Diversity and inclusion are becoming organization strategies nowadays. When talents search for a job, many consider the level of diversity and inclusion an important factor, especially for BIPOC talent. A diverse and inclusive company has many advantages over companies that do not advertise their diversity and inclusion policies. Higher customer engagement. Happy employees, happy customers. Once you have the advantages to hire great talents, and with a diverse team with open worldview, you have a great team to execute your strategy and serve your customers. More creativities and ideas. Continuing on the previous point, ideas and innovation will come with diverse investments. According to UNESCO, women comprise 28.8% of the people employed in research and development. The global breakdown is quite interesting as it shows that the countries performing better in this regard are located in Central Asia, where women comprise 48.1% of the R&D workforce. North America and Western Europe occupy the fifth place with women making up 32.3% of the people engaged in R&D. Sub-Saharan Africa follows with 31.3%. In East Asia and the Pacific, only 23.4% of people conducting research are women, while in South and West Asia they encompass 18.5% of researchers. Gender diversity brings in diverse views and ways of solving problems. Improved reputation. In an inclusive environment, visible minorities, indigenous, disability people are welcomed to participate just like everybody else. The groups face challenges that are unique to them, and that also means they have observations that others can't experience. So really, why is diversity important? We talked about all the benefits and how diversity can impact our society. Let's talk about how you are impacting others. Think of a time that you are left out and the awful feeling. On the flip side, think about a time where you belong, the excitement that you have in a group. The right to be able to enjoy the excitement that you have, no matter where you go or who you are with, is the reason we want a diverse and inclusive environment. Your organization may need someone to champion this important work. A chief diversity officer or leader is often assigned to lead such work. Sometimes, the chief diversity officers will work with diversity consultants to improve the status and maturity of diversity in the workplace.
What is cultural diversity, and why is it important? The world is a colorful canvas of people from all walks of life and backgrounds. In every corner of the globe, there exist people from different religions, racial identifications, ethnic identities who speak different languages, and celebrate different holidays. Culture shapes us. It shapes our identity, it influences how we behave, and it makes us who we are. Culture brings people together equally in celebration and in grief. Without culture and cultural diversity, the world would be a sad and dull place. In recent years, racial and cultural issues have been the highlight of many news channels and online discussion platforms. Even though many believe the media may be blowing things out of proportion for rating, these discriminations are still a harsh reality for many people. Cultural diversity definition. Cultural diversity, or sometimes referred to as multiculturalism, is a quality of diverse and many different cultures. Cultural diversity is a system that recognizes and respects the existence and presence of diverse groups of people within a society. The system values their socio-cultural differences and encourages each individual to celebrate it. An environment with diverse cultures also inspires everyone within the society to make significant contribution to empower their cultural identity as well as others. The phrase cultural diversity doesn't only relate to or refer to matters of race or ethnicities. A cultural diverse workplace also means a system where people are recognized and respected for their different interests, talents, and skills. Why is cultural diversity important? Recognizing that the world is made up of many different people from different backgrounds and cultures is the first step towards a more understanding and harmonious society. Differences are not what divides us, but rather it should be celebrated as something that unites us as humans. It's not uncommon for people to fear what they don't understand. Through a rich diversity of cultures, discrimination and barriers can be stamped out because it teaches the society that different doesn't mean bad. Culture is the lens in which we evaluate our environment, so it can be tough to see a culture that's either different or contradictory to ours. Due to this, we may develop preconceived notions about certain cultures that may cause us to discriminate. Through an inclusive and diverse lens, we can explore and understand how other cultures operate and function. Opening our eyes to the existence of diverse and different cultures allows us to see the world from others' points of view. We can see more, appreciate more, and understand more. Understanding is a crucial step before accepting and appreciating. It is the same for understanding different cultures around the world. Even if when we're unable to understand why certain cultures do the things they do, we're able to acknowledge it as their custom and not discriminate. However, total acceptance needs tact and awareness. Some cultures and cultural practices may violate human rights in the general society's view. We must work towards educating the public without discriminating or insulting the community that culture or cultural practices belong to. Examples of cultural diversity. Culture is a set of patterns of human activity within a society or community. It's symbolic and significant to the members of the community that identifies with that culture. There are many cultural elements within one culture. Cultural inclusion exists in every aspect of human practice. There are many aspects of cultural groups where they have various characteristics ranging from religion, language, race, and ethnicities, gender, and geographical locations to name a few. Various cultural elements exist within these aspects. These elements can be similar to each other because some of them may share cultural roots. Cultural diversity and inclusion in the workplace. An organization that promotes a multicultural workplace extends beyond just the nationality of its employees. Encouraging cultural diversity in a workplace means including various factors such as language, religion, sexual orientation, and political views. Even though everyone in an organization may be able to speak the primary language, it's significant to have people from various backgrounds and cultures. It's healthy to encourage an environment of representation and inclusion at the workplace to promote teamwork. Employees are known to work better together when people from various backgrounds and cultures can see eye to eye. A culturally diverse organization will be able to pool people with different experiences and points of view together towards common goals. Cultural diversity training. Cultural diversity training is crucial to create a multicultural environment. You can read more about it from our Diversity and Inclusion Training Guide. Cultural diversity in healthcare. Having cultural diversity in healthcare is crucial in being able to provide the best care for patients. A healthcare institution that promotes cultural diversity can improve access of care for racial minorities. It offers a better choice for the patients and their satisfaction. It can also facilitate the communication between patients and clinicians because the patients can converse in a language they're most comfortable with. Miscommunication in healthcare can have a devastating impact. Cultural diversity can ensure better and more efficient communication within the healthcare ecosystem. Cultural diversity in education and school. Cultural diversity in education means more educational opportunities for racial and ethnic minorities. Teachers who are aware of cultural diversity in education will be able to teach students of racial or ethnic minorities better. Teachers and educators can understand how these students may have different ways of communicating and interacting with others. More importantly, cultural diversity in education or school also allows the students to understand and respect people of other cultures. When diversity is taught early in their lives, students are less likely to be discriminating or bigoted. They're able to communicate and interact with people of any background or culture. This is a good foundation for them because they will carry this respect and understanding throughout their lives. Cultural diversity quotes example. Here are a few of my favorite cultural diversity quotes. We have become not a melting pot but a beautiful mosaic. Different people, different beliefs, different yearnings, different hopes, different dreams. Jimmy Carter. Another cultural diversity quote that I like. It is never too late to give up your prejudices. Henry David Thoreau. Another great saying and quote from our Chief Diversity Officer Brian Karchan is, embracing cultural diversity is like a new great way to experience our beautiful world new again, again, and again from new perspectives. Your life will become richer and richer every time you see it from a different lens. Brian Karchan, Chief Diversity Officer at Diversity Social. Conclusion. It's almost impossible now to live in a place where it's strictly monoculture. Travels and urbanization have widened our horizons in better understanding the world around us. It may be difficult for some of us to challenge our preconceived notions or our upbringing, but embracing cultural diversity can help us to become better people. Change starts with us, so we need to foster cultural diversity at every chance we have. Giving others a chance to be understood will allow others to understand us as well. At the same time, we must educate ourselves about the pros and cons of cultural diversity so that the change we want to make won't be one-sided or in violation of anyone's rights.